Well, this is a real complete win for us today. Across the board, all phases worked well. Everybody got to play. It was really fun to see our guys get a chance to get out there and get some real play time. Real solid performance across the board, you know, with in all areas. Third downs were good. Red zone was good. You saw another day of the defense coming out here. This is getting going now, and it's pretty clear that we've made a big turn. And that was a dominating day today. And those guys put on yards and stuff on everybody, and we just didn't let them today. I think a big day by Russ. Russ was on it. He's completed everything in 4 big touchdowns and all, and got him out of there in the fourth quarter, which is great. That's rare. When they think about how few times we've ever done that. But it was good that Gino got a chance to get on the field. But to go back to the defensive side, there's a lot of guys that are really playing like crazy together, and you can see it happening. This is, you know, just throw the weeks together. A few sacks again today. Good pass defense. Really should have had 4 turnovers today. We really had the ball in our hands. But I'm just really fired up that at this time of year we're playing our best football, and it's going to make a difference if we're going to have a chance to do something special this year. It's going to be because the defense has really turned it around and put us in this kind of position. So. We know that we can score points. We know we can do that on offense, but to put this together like this is really a big deal to us. So pleased to get that done. Oh, and let me mention too that you know, we don't give game balls around here. We just haven't done that. We do other things, but we don't do that. But today, with the record that Jamal Adams set with being the all-time ever sacker as a defensive back, it was just worthy of a game ball to commemorate it. And what a fantastic football player. He's just an incredible player, and I mean, he's not done yet. He's going to get some more numbers before the season's over. But, and you know, there's a little, you know, emotional side of it too, because he, you know, against the Jets and just the team he played for, it's not a big deal, but there's something when you play for another club and all that, there's something special. I know I feel it all the time too, so I'm really proud for him and happy for him. And first thing he did was thank everybody and give credit to everybody around him, which is the humble guy that he's been since he got here. So really pleased about that. Okay, sorry, I'll stop yapping.
Michael Sean.
Hey, Pete, as you mentioned, a really complete performance. How confident are you after seeing this that your team can do this against a team that's better than the Jets?
Well, obviously they're struggling, you know, and we should, if we, the statement that you make there is, you know, if you respect the process that you go through and you focus and you do your work, it doesn't matter who you play. And we've talked like that all the time. And if you play a team that's struggling, you should beat them. You should beat them handily. And we were able to do that today. And that's a statement about everybody connected, everybody tuned in. I'm really pleased to get that done. Will we do it again? I don't know. We'll see. We're playing good defense though, and we're on it. And that gives us a chance.
You mentioned you don't do game balls usually. You said you do other things. What are the other things that you do?
We recognize guys in our meetings and stuff like that, and we've always done things.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Curtis Crabtree.
Yeah, Pete, talking about the defense, going back to the second half of the Rams game, you guys have made strides pretty much every week to continue to get better on top of it. To have the group where it is now, the performance you had today, just how big of a stride is that for you guys on that side of the ball?
I think it's a big deal. I really do. I mean, we'll find out. You know, we got to ride out and see what happens here. We did without Carlos today. You know, he needed another week to get his foot ready and all that. And he's been a big part of it. So I like that other guys could respond in his place. But I think it's really significant, but it's only as significant as the next week we go out and play again, you know. And so we're going to DC, and we got to figure out how to do it over there. So.
And what happened with Brandon Shell? How's his ankle?
Yeah, he tweaked it a couple times, and then it was just one too many times. It was really studly of him just to go out and play. So it's gonna be a touch and go week. I don't know what's gonna happen this weekend, next weekend coming up. But I was really proud of him. He really wanted to play in this game. And you know, he's got a smile on his face today, but he's gonna be pretty sore tomorrow.
John Boyle.
Pete, I know you guys have a lot still out there that you're playing for, but today's win gives you a winning record again this year. That's 9 straight years with a winning record. Just what kind of accomplishment is that in this league where parity's kind of the norm?
Well, not worthy of a game ball, obviously, but that's a good thing, you know. It's a good thing, you know. There's nothing I love more than consistently being on it, and to me, that's where I take the most pride in my work, that we can show that we can come back year after year after year and do good stuff. And so that's a good marker. There's 3 big opportunities coming up we need to.
Bob Condotta?
Yeah, Pete, with Russell, looked like there was a lot of, quick, shorter passes maybe this week and all that. Was that a little bit of a plan or emphasis going into this one, or just like worked out?
No, we thought, with not knowing what Frank Bush was going to do, we wanted to make sure that we got the ball out of Russ's hands, and as they unveiled the plan, and just stayed with the quick rhythm stuff, which is always good ball, and Russ is great at quick rhythm stuff, and we just took advantage of it today.
And did you like DK Metcalf celebration after the touchdown, or?
I didn't see it, but I hope it was worthy of a penalty. 'Cause I don't know about that.
Tim Booth?
Pete, you talked about the rarity of pulling Russell early in a game. Was that strange for you to have those conversations? And was there even conversation earlier about getting Geno in there?
Yeah, I told Geno, I don't know, early in the second half, get ready. We're going to try to get you out there. So it was already in my mind, but really we don't have a format for doing it. Just haven't done it in the last 10 years, and very many times. But we had some backup guys going in up front, and so it was time to go ahead and make the switch. Russ was great about it, and Geno was thrilled to have a chance to play, as all the guys were. Geno's a good ball player. We just haven't had, you don't get a look at him. So it's really important to get those snaps, and so I'm thrilled that we got to do that. I'm just so happy for the fellas.
Larry Stone?
Here's Larry.
Sorry about that. Russ took some uncharacteristic criticism last week for his game. Do you think he responds to that sort of thing? And what did you like most about his performance today?
Russ is a great competitor. He is a world-class competitor, and he's going to bounce back even when you might have thought he played a great game, because he's so tough on himself. So I'm not surprised by it. I'm glad that he had a really great game today. Moving forward, this is, we really are kicking into this fourth quarter thing here, and we want to play great football right now as we finish the season off, and he needs to do his part just as everybody does, and so I'm really glad that he was able to have a day like that.
Greg Bell?
Hi, Pete. What in particular, Pete, is reassuring you about the defense? Pass defense, knocking down balls, stopping the run. What is most reassuring?
Yeah, well, first off, there's real consistency happening here, scheme-wise, how we're placing our guys and what we're asking them to do. Our guys are really on their game, and you can see it. I told you a few weeks ago about we took a step forward in terms of accountability and awareness, and just really embracing what we're asking them to do with the principles and all. And so that in itself gives us a chance to make the adjustments that we have to make to stay in the game, to fix things as we need to fix them, and meanwhile play really hard and aggressive and tough at the line of scrimmage, and I know we had a bad week last week with the numbers in the running game, but our rush defense is the best it's been all season, and our pass rush is the best it's been all season, and so it just fits that other things are going to happen. It's a shame. We had 4 turnovers today in our hands, and we come up with 1. That would have been a day that we really would have been talking about. They come in bunches, and it was because of the pressure. It was because of the pass rush and the heat and the pressuring and all of that. I think Kenny's doing a fantastic job of mixing stuff, putting guys in the right positions, using the right guys. Bobby was a real factor today. Jamal, again, a factor, and he's finding a way to really mix these guys and put them in at their strengths. KJ has some really good plays today on the edge as he's been playing, and so it's all of that really. I think that adds up to and it's go back to the consistency. That's really crucial.
Looking back, Pete, was it all so new in September and October? Scheme, players, blitzing more. Was it just all so new?
Really great. We hadn't settled in with our players. We just didn't have it just didn't feel like it. And I do think it had to do with the offseason. I do think it had to do with camp, and then it had to do with new guys, and it had to do with unique new guys that bring special skills, and we had to figure them out. And then they were in and out of the lineup, and there just wasn't the continuity that we needed. As soon as we started coming back with the same guys. You could see it happening, and we could see the potential of it. And we kept talking to you about the potential of it. We just needed the time, and so I mean, look at the scores around the league again. The scores were down. There's some big games played on defense again, and there's a turn happening around the league. It took us all a long time. We're no different than some of the other teams.
Art Teal.
Pete, getting back to Russell's quicker release, was that something you can work on in practice in 1 week, or is that more of a function of play call?
No, it's style of play. It's the style of the plays, and you know, it's not Russell throwing the ball quicker. It's just what we're asking him to do. There's a lot more quick game involved, and quick. It calls for the ball to get out right now. Russ can do everything, but it's not a question of we finally told him how to get the ball out. It's not like that. It's just play selection, style, and stuff that really fit the game plan and worked out great. Remember, this was a game we didn't know what they were going to do. They could have done anything in this game plan and played man-to-man the whole time or played 3 deep or 2 deep. They didn't do, you know, they did their stuff, and as they did it, our coaches unveiled it and figured it out, and away we went. So I thought that was a really, really good job by Shadi and the guys on offense.
Joe Fan.
Pete, just for clarification, did Jamal get a game ball, or are you saying you don't do a game ball, you just gave him love?
I must have done a really bad job of that. He did get a game ball. Yeah, like I can't even remember giving a game ball out, except for maybe to Paul Allen or something like that. I mean, you know, I can't remember, but so it was a unique time. But I thought when the all-time ever record was set today, to me, that's big time.
And then just curious, what quarter you maybe felt you had that game won today?
Until it's, you know, somewhere in there, you saw us starting to substitute, you know, whenever. I don't know why you're asking that question, but somewhere we started substituting, I think right around the end of the third quarter. We thought we had enough room where we could get some guys out of there, give guys a chance to play and all that.
Brady Henderson.
Pete, what do you think of Jamal's game aside from the sack there? He had the interception that he would-be interception. What do you think of the game he played?
Yeah, the plays that went in his area where he had a chance to make the plays, he was pretty much on it. He's been very consistent the last 3-4 weeks, and he's really gained command of what we're asking him to do. And there's a lot to it, what he does. But they fit up the runs. He rushed for 60 yards, so everybody did well. And they ran the ball at the tight end side quite a bit where he was, so he did a good job today.
Corbin Smith.
Hey, Pete, you were mentioning the run defense being as good as it's been at any point this season. How much is Damon Harrison playing into that? It seemed like he had easily his best game for you guys since you signed him today.
What we're asking Snacks to do, you know, he's playing on the center and playing, you know, really reading the center and playing right in there in the middle is exactly the best thing that he can do. It happens to fit the scheme really well, so he's really a good fit for that. If he wasn't doing it, somebody else was. Brian Monet was doing it early for us and sharing time with Puna Ford, and so there's a lot of things happen. I told you about Carlos Dunlap fitting the defense. It fits really well. It fits the nose tackle really well. It fits. Look how well KJ fits playing outside on the edge for us now. Jamal and all that. So there's a lot of really good things that Kenny and the fellas have done on defense to make it come together, to highlight the special qualities that the guys have, and that always helps you, you know, and it helps you be consistent too.
And Jackie Montgomery.
Coach, this is one of the best performances by the run game. What did you think of your backs?
Oh, I thought they run so hard. I love the way our guys run. They're both really, when early in the game when Chris was going and Carlos was going, they rip at the line of scrimmage, and it's exactly what we want to. The message we want to send. It's the style we want to play with, and it's. I mean, I'm in heaven. I mean, I love it. This is the way we like the ball, and 170 something for the day, and throwing off it and all that, and you know, it's that's Seahawks football.
And last one for Coach Masvidal.
Hey Pete, going back to Jamal Adams, how much of a challenge is it for a player when you're playing your old team to stay within the scheme you guys call and not even realize he's playing the Jets, but he's playing an offense?
I'm glad you brought it up because I hadn't said anything about it. That all week long he was poised and had everything in command. He brought it to last night's meeting. He brought it to the game today, and his performance showed that. He played like a real star. You know, he did not let any of whatever could have, you know, bubbled up affect him in any way. He just was focused and had fun playing football. And of course, it's especially fun to beat your old team. That's just facts. and but he handled it really well, like as good as you could have.
So one last one, Mark Cannizzaro.
Hey, Pete. How you doing? Just had a question for you. I know it's lifetimes removed for you being here in New York, but when you look at what's taking place with the Jets, do you, as a coach, do you have any empathy for what's, just, 0-13 and potential of 0-16 and all that kind of thing? What's your emotion when you see that? I know you had a game to win today and you took care of business, but when you step away from it, what do you think?
I mean, I love this game, and I love coaches, and I love players, and I hate to see anybody have to suffer through what that is. And we all care so much. Those guys care just as much as we do about winning and playing and all of that. And it's heartbreaking to play this game and have to suffer through that kind of a year. And so it reminds me of the year after I got fired in New York. But Rich Samini can document that for you. But it's a terrible thing to have to endure. And we had a horrible year up in Buffalo years back, and it's just such an ugly season, because you just want to have fun, you want to enjoy the game, you want to do good things, and so I was aware of it, during the week and going in, and I mean, I was hoping we would play like that, but during the game it was obvious. It's just tough on them, it's just hard to make it through it. So I get it.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.
Okay, see ya.